We learn through repetition. We learn through association. That's why socialization works. When you're involved with people, you begin to mimic their ways. There's nothing wrong with that. It's human, it's natural. Understand that there were things that you were exposed to while growing up that are not Christ-centered and they're not even natural. Let me explain. In the world, it's common for people to expect you to treat them with extra validation if they are of a higher rank, whether at a job or at school or as a police officer in the streets. You have been exposed to violence against people that don't get along with these regulations. For example, if someone doesn't talk to the police officer as superior, they are handcuffed or something else bad happens, so you talk, okay, I need to give respect, I need to give validation. You don't know why, but you know if you don't give validation, something bad happens. So you develop a trauma bond to this pattern of giving validation to people in a uniform. So what happens over time? Over time, you are gaslighted into thinking this is natural. So what happens when corruption scandals come out, that people in places of authority are harming the population by selling the population out? When such information comes out, you don't want to believe it. Why? Because you've been trauma bonded to those authority figures by how you were raised. Look, that people expect to be addressed a certain way, that can be practical. If you're working in a hospital or you work on a team and someone is a team coach or someone is a supervisor, you can address them a certain way. But make sure that there is no narcissistic motive behind it. Because the moment there's a narcissistic motive behind someone's expectation to address them a certain way, and you address them the way they want, they become comfortable with exploiting you. But how do you know when someone has such a motivation? You can't look into their head, right? You do the following. You pray and decree the following. May all expectations that are not in line with Christ be scattered in front of me. May all demands on me that are not in line with your will, Father, may be diverted away from me. And decree all violence of all forms are diverted away from me, miles away. I decree this in Christ Jesus' mighty name. Pray in such a way and see whether people still are comfortable expecting you to respect them or to give validation to them. Chances are that some of those people will avoid you. Now you know those people had a bad motive. Now you don't have to argue with them. Now they just don't even bother to expect or demand something from you because they already feel uncomfortable expecting it from you. The door has been shut. No narcissistic expectations or the bonds with you. It's shut. Don't you realize that that's the struggle many people are struggling with? Recognizing when they're not obliged to validate some authority figure. I don't care if someone's your parent or a grandparent or it's someone at work or some religious figure. I don't care who it is. The moment someone has this attitude that they don't owe you an explanation for what they expect of you, that's narcissistic. God himself, the owner of the earth, he gives an account of what he wants. He does it multiple times, both in Old and New Testament. So who are these beings who are dependent on oxygen that they can come with expectations and you're not worried to receive an explanation? You just have to find a way to deal with whatever they want. Who are they? And if you question them, which you should, you get violence. To argue with them would be giving them an excuse to attack you. So what do? You go into prayer. You decree and declare in line with Christ. And the moment anyone has some motive in them that's impure or that's dark, they will sense repercussions instantly when they think about you. So they will bounce away from you. That's how you do it. And if it happens that they have to be involved with you and they come with their suggestions or with their suggestive witchcraft, You can see that they're uncomfortable doing it, and now you can shut it down peacefully. That's how you do it. Do not interact with these worldly people without your anointing. Never. I'm telling you, never interact. I don't care if it's interaction at a distance or face to face. Never interact with worldly people without your anointing. Never. Trust me on this. Trust God on this. Be at peace.